Okay, get out chapter 9 notes, turn to the last section, lesson 3, equivalent, fraction, decimal, and percents. So, a percent would be like 90%. Okay? The fraction of that would be 90 over 100, which reduces to 9 over 10. And the decimal of that would be 0.90. Okay? So we're going to work with all of these today. So you have to see what the number is and then write it in the other two forms. Okay? I think it's easier if you stick with one form at a time. So for example, we're going to do this first column because these are all percents. We're going to change this to the other two forms. So to change this percent to a decimal, you take the decimal and you move it 2 spots to the left. So this decimal is 0.25. Okay? And then to write that as a fraction, you always put it over 100. And then we're going to simplify that. How many times does 25 go into 100? 1/4. Okay, let's do 7. So move the decimal 2 spots. That's going to give us a 0. So 0.07 is the decimal. Put 7 over 100, and that can't be reduced, so literally, that's the answer. Okay? 115, move the decimal 2 spots. It's in between the ones, so it's 1.15. And you still put it over 100 because it should be bigger. So what I would do is I would grab your calculator and take 115 ABC 100, and it gives you 1 and 3 over 20. Okay? Your goal is to not have to use your calculator, but on something like that, I would use a calculator for it. Okay? Okay, the next section, these are decimals. So the quickest thing to do first would be change it to a percent. So move the decimal 2 spaces to the right this time, 32%, and put it over 100 and reduce it. So again, I'm going to use my ABC button. 32 ABC 100 is 8 over 25. Okay, next one, move the decimal 2 spots to the right. That's going to leave it still a decimal, but it's a percent, 0.6%. Okay, now, because it is 3 spaces versus 2, we have to put the 6 over 1,000. We add 1 extra 0 to it. Okay? And let's reduce it. 6 ABC 1,000 is 3 over 500. Okay, 0.1, move the decimal 2 spots. That makes it 10%. Put 10 over 100. And what does that reduce to? 1 over 10. Okay, last section. These are all fractions, so I think the quickest is to change them to a decimal, then do a percent. Well, 3/4, hopefully we all know what decimal that is. That's 0.75. What percent would that be? Move it 2 spots. It's going to be 75%. Okay, 1/8. So 1 divided by 8. You do the ABC button, you're going to get a fraction again, so you have to actually divide. 1 divided by 8 is 0.125. And move that decimal 2 spots to get our percent of 12.5%. And the last one, 2 and 1/5. This is going to be a big one. So the 1 divided by 5 is 0.2, so that's going to make it 2.2 as my decimal. Move it 2 spots. This is a big percent, 220%. Okay, that's it, guys. Check Google Classroom for your assignment.